Well, hello. Last time that we saw Sadhbh, she ran into the man that she married but has no memory of. That caused her to kind of freak out. And she went and she robbed a bank alone. And then she ran off up the mountains and has not been seen since. She is confused and trying to figure her life out. So who knows? Maybe nothing will happen, but ride around and be kind of reclusive and see if anything does happen. Also, there's a tiny squirrel with a tiny gun up here. I didn't know about this. I just found it today. Hey, folk. I'm tired today. Kind of just feeling down in general, you know? She's confused and trying to figure her life out. Same side. Yeah, but do you have chronic memory loss? You just have a strange person try and tell you that you should know them? I might have chronic memory loss, but I don't remember. Yeah. So I've only found out, I mean, a few weeks ago when I last played her, but still. Maybe we can snoop on people from distance. I don't have binoculars on this character. First. Oh. For a moment when I arrived, I thought we were rocking the Oblivion soundtrack. He's going for marriage a second time. I think he got back together with Annabelle. Surprise! Trying to get killed by wolves. Weird glitchy wolves. Hey, Ravi. Ravi. How's it going? I think we're just gonna ride down through some isolated spots tonight and see what happens. See if we encounter anyone and kind of can be mysterious or something. I hate that the horse like lurches to the top edge. Oh yay, I can cross the bridges. Yeah, she does have some kind of fire PTSD. Hello there. Anyone out there? Yep, so Sadhbh's backstory is when she was little, the roof got burned off her house while she was inside. She watched her mother and her sister die that way, and she got horrifically scarred. But it's like there's a PTSD from it, but there's also an embracing of it in sort of a way. Like if she gets seriously burned, it can trigger her, but she's more of want to just light stuff on fire. But she's not a complete arsonist. She's not. Listen, I don't have multiple arsonist characters, okay? Oh, there's horses up here. Sorry, just passing through.
Okay.
What is your name?
Scythe.
Scythe. Have we met before? I have bad memory sometimes.
Dunno.
Oh, okay.
I've been sort of hiding up on a mountain for a month or so.
Oh. Are you okay?
Sure, it'll all work out.
Oh, okay. Well, be well and things and be safe. There are wolves out at this hour.
Boy.
Okay. Be safe now. Bye-bye.
Take care. I think she called her Scythe. Not Scythe, but Scythe. Oh, am I seeing a boat here? Enter ear and wrist wear bandana around your face. Do not approach teepees. Huh. Okay. Oh, they're having a sickness. I'm saying. Sorry if you hear it in the background. NPCs put away their guns now when they see you approaching, instead of pulling them out and screaming at you.
Shot. Welcome to day one.
Thank you. Thank you for the follow. I'm seeing NPCs right at full speed lately. It's hard to tell who's a player and who's not. Yeah, they added that quite a while ago. It does make you think. Wow. Players. Wow, they just they slam into the fence. I hope there's some people in Van Horn, but we'll see. Killed something. Look like dinner to you.
You got shot.
That looks like a
Welcome to
player
day
horse. Hmm. How are you?
Need something.
I'd like a couple of Irish, actually.
Irish. How many?
Let's go with 3 of them.
Coming right up. Whiskey, correct.
Aye. Irish.
I'm assuming that means yes.
So in
$3
what means yes?
Appreciate it.
Take it.
Need anything else?
Not at the moment, no.
Take care then.
Truth be told, I wasn't expecting to find people over here.
Yeah, we're starting to bring the base back to life. Starting 2 to 4 Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Van Horn will be open.
2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Eastern.
sort of past midnight Eastern at the moment.
Well, not now.
Alright, bud.
2 to 4 Eastern, me and Butch. Butch will be down by the general store. I'll be here.
Butch.
Butch Nickel.
Is he here right now?
He went to bed. He was in Saint Denis. What's your name?
Sadhbh.
Dive. Jackie.
Sorry?
Jackie.
Yours is Yarky?
Jackie. With a D.
Oh, Ducky. Alright.
Mm-hmm. You said Sav.
Aye.
Pleasure. What brings you to Van Horn?
Truth be told, nothing in particular. Just sort of
You just
wandering
riding
around
through.
and sort of up in the mountains for a while.
Say again.
Sorry?
Well, say what you said again.
Been up in the mountains for a while.
Up the mountains. Well, enjoy Van Horn, drink your sorrows, do what you please. Don't make a mess of the place.
You said that the fella down there at the store was named Butch. Is
Mm-hmm.
it Butch, last name again?
Yeah, his first name.
What's his last name again, though?
Nickel.
Do you know any other butchers around?
Looking for someone.
Not quite sure yet.
Well, there's butch nigger down the general store. You need anything else?
No.
I'll be
Never
outside
mind.
fish if you need anything.
Hey, Atreyu. Hey, Mikey. I have such chaos in my... This is actually driving me crazy that I don't have it in my LEO, like, formation. It's better. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm sure it will be. It used to be super popular for criminals. But as soon as it gets popular with criminals, guess who's going to be patrolling through? Law will be. Law will bring the heat. It used to be so hard to get in and out of Van Horn back in the day. Literally, we came out once and the law was hiding in these bushes. No, Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell's coming for Baz. Can't bring down any operation he builds up. It's criminal. Just because the Nemesis RP is hilarious. I just think it's hilarious that the reaction is, oh no, it's Mitchell. Sweet, sweet, tender Saffron Mitchell is striking fear into certain hearts. So funny. So funny. Did like the talk y'all had in the saloon last night? That was 10 out of 10. I liked punching Danny. That was pretty funny.
Hey,
Hello there.
who's that?
What do you mean by that?
Hello?
Are you not able to hear me?
Who the heck are you?
Well, who do you think you are?
You walking through my neighborhood.
I can walk through whatever neighborhood I want to.
Oh, yeah?
Hi.
Hello.
See, this is what I'm talking about. These situations here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what sort of
okay.
situation is that?
Well, you know, you might have to shank somebody.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
This is one of those situations that feels highly inappropriate.
Well, not really, but you see what I'm talking about? You
threaten?
Intimidation, right?
Okay.
Yeah, well, we might have to shank somebody here.
Like
Yeah.
this? Okay. Am I intimidating? Is this working at all? Or okay, well,
Oh.
You both might want to back up.
okay.
All right. You know what? We were just heading this way anyway, so we'll see
It was
you
nice to
around.
meet you.
Ah, you
by the
best be
way.
getting on.
My name is Constantine. She was nice. I liked her.
I was thinking about decking them, but there was two of them. I didn't want to get in capped that fast. Oh, I forgot I had a bolt action. And I had no ammo in this cattleman. I did not know that. Minx! Wow, that's a fat raid. Hey.
Welcome to day one.
Minx, thanks so much for the raid.
You got shot. Welcome to day one.
Hey, Drayden. Hey guys, thanks for the follows. We're
You got shot.
Minx is sad because she realized I was on.
got shot. Welcome to day one.
She's sad for a reason we can't tell you. Oh boy. Well, don't tell me then. He just had the most unlucky day.
You got shot. Welcome to day one.
That's alright, I'm sure I'll find out later. Eric! Eric! Man, I got a Minx raid, then an Eric raid, right in a row. How's it going, friend? Let's look at our outfits here. You're cooler. You're pretty cool. You're both pretty cool. Guys, Eric plays the character that we're kind of looking for right now. That we're freaked out about and that we're looking for. You were going to bed. What time are you in? You're starting your stream at my time. When are you gonna kidnap me or something? That'd be pretty fun, actually. How long do you think you're gonna be in there? All right, sure. I've followed him for ages. We on Wild West RP for yes. Sadhbh was as a character from Wild West. Yeah, Eric's pretty cool. If you don't follow him, you probably should. He doesn't stream all the time, but he is pretty stinking funny and entertaining to watch. So you should definitely follow him. A bloody smile added to the carving. What? What is this garbage? Faces carved out, stabbed wounds to cloth chests. Okay. What? This just happened. All right, night, ZB.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's alright. Just was trying to find out. Thank you. I'm not sure. I really am not sure.
You got shot. Welcome to day 1.
Thank you for the follow. I'm looking for like a purple shirt. There aren't a lot. Where's that?
You got shot. Welcome to day 1.
Thank you for the follow. Crossback suspenders. Striped crossbacks. Oops. Maybe there are no striped crossbacks, but we will try. Or there's just these extra straps. I'm gonna find her hat. There it is. I think. Nope. You're gonna be playing Phasmo? Okay, I might join you actually. If you have space in a bit. Cause I'm just, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah. Is that black or brown? Oh. Night, Luna. Thanks for stopping by. Why? Okay. Alright, we're almost there.
Je vous salue.
Take a bath. Night, Galactic. Okay. Not sure how I feel about these pants. That's okay. Let's cover them up with the chaps for now. Time to go to the cursed town of Rhodes. Actually stop by Braithwaite Manor. See who's around. Yeah, Braithwaite Manor. She's like on moderate good terms with Effie, I think. If I recall correctly, anyways. She's just gonna ask questions about Butch. Hey, heathen. How was my weekend? It was okay. Kinda went all over today. I definitely need to get my chicken coop set up and ready for my chickens. They're so cute. They're getting so big. Well, you don't have to be a good voice actor. A lot of people aren't. Just a few of us that, you know, really are extra with it. Oh, you know what I want to do? The only voice I can do is Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. I mean, I guess you could technically call it.
SES,
Ah!
hands up
Right now.
Ow!
Oh my God, Claymore!
What on earth?
Hands up.
I've got me
What were the
hands up.
gunshots?
What?
What were the gunshots?
I don't know. Why don't you go ask the bell or something like that? Where did they come from? Look, 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 look. Hey, 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 hey. What? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I don't know, I just heard a bunch of gunshots.
All right,
you were
well, you
riding
don't-
with your weapon out.
Okay, I didn't. I meant to put it away.
Was that after or before you might have shot someone?
I didn't shoot anybody.
Right, Claymore,
I'm sorry for...
just detain her for a second.
You didn't need to try and murder me with a horse. Ah!
I'm sorry, I blinked and your horse was right in front of me in a split second.
They came out of nowhere!
So why were you running so fast? Was it for shots? with
I
your gun
wasn't
out?
running fast at all. I was just deciding to go. Can I point?
Yes, you can point.
I was deciding to go that way. It wasn't fast running at all.
Why was your gun out?
Because I forgot to put it back in the holster.
Why was it out to begin with?
I've decided not to answer that.
So your gun was already out, you forgot to put it back in your holster after shots were fired.
Something like that.
Right. Well, while we wait for Weller, what's your name?
What were you like laying in the bushes or something? Where'd you come from?
We were actually on our way into town from the other side by the sign.
Well, what are you doing that for?
We're not allowed to just come into town?
I don't know, are you?
You're asking why we're doing it.
I'm just asking. Am I not allowed to ask questions? I mean,
asked
you're
what-
asking a lot of questions. I thought I could maybe
I'm a deputy.
even it hard and ask a few questions of myself. You can put the rifle away. I'm not going to be doing anything.
I don't know. I just heard shots and we're waiting for Weller to come back, so...
Well, the person that might have shot somebody might have shot him now.
Could you repeat that? I only heard about half of that.
That's right. Don't worry about it.
Something about the person that shot him might have shot somebody else or something like that?
No, maybe he went and got shot up there. You don't know. He's taken a really long time.
He really is.
I don't have binoculars, otherwise I'd look up that hill, but I can't.
So what's your name?
What's your name?
Deputy John Claymore.
My name is, Sadhbh.
Huh? Nice to meet you, Sadhbh. You're gonna tell me why...
Is it really nice to meet you?
Well, you know, pleasantries and all. I mean, I guess you can decide whether or not it is nice to meet me. That's your opinion.
I mean, you sort of ran your horse right into me.
Yeah, that was an accident.
It's not
I
my
apologize.
preferred way to be meeting people.
No, I agree.
Alright, I don't take you got shot.
Anything, Weller?
Nothing.
All
Told
right.
you that there was
Because-
nothing.
No, there was definitely something. There was gunshots ringing out like crazy.
Well,
And you were right there, so you best start explaining exactly what happened.
hey, Weller, I don't have any... For some reason, my handcuffs aren't working right now. Do you think you
Well,
could cover so we
you
can
don't
detain her
need
real quick?
to do any
If I don't
handcuffing.
need
I'm
to
talking
handcuff
to
you,
you.
then why don't you tell me exactly what happened? And don't give me the bullshit that nothing did. You had your gun out when you were fleeing a scene when there was multiple
Okay,
gunshots.
there was
Either
no
start talking
there
straight
was
or you're getting
there
dragged
was
down the
no
station.
fleeing. There was no fleeing
Why did you ride this way then?
because I was going to Braithwaite.
Right, okay, you decided to just barrel on through the wilderness with your gun out after a bunch of gunshots had rung out?
No, I had to reload it.
Beautiful. Okay.
What?
You're getting cuffed. We're going down to the
What
station.
for? Why am I being cuffed?
Because...
What on earth? No. Come on. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Don't.
No.
I'm talking to you. Now you gotta go do this.
I'm warning you now, you either put your hands up, or if you're caught, you're gonna get shot. You've just laid your hands on a peace officer.
I thought he saw me. Oh my goodness. He came right up to me. I thought he saw me.
Senior
Ned, thank you for the sub. Hey, we're at 60 subs. Yay. Nice. Just gonna wait here a little bit. The classic bush. Yeah, bushes be that way. Oh, look at that. Huh. What's that? Take what? Loon eggs. I don't even see them. They're invisible loon eggs? Oh, they're right there. Yeah, I've seen one other before. I didn't know about that one. More loon eggs. Oh no. Someone's riding around on the hill over there. I'm injured. Somebody ran into me. At least your clothes are nice and dark. I know, right? I ditched the outfit with the white sleeves on. They're so bad. It's so funny. I'm going where I said I'd be going. There's probably no one here right now. Oh, nuts.
Sadhbh, put your hands up.
What on earth? Come on!
I am warning you. God. I'm warning you. Enough.
What? Can you
Enough.
Stop! Can you
Put your hands up. Hands up. I'm so sorry. Just stay calm. Man, why are you running with a knife?
that you might want to work.
Enough.
Some special kind of idiot or something?
Effie, come in clutch.
Day one.
I don't know what Effie was doing. It's so bad. Yeah, just a little bit. I liked what he was doing there with the tackle and then getting the gun. That was pretty cool. I know she give us her run. I have no idea. I don't know. Is that the Duncan that hated Sadhbh before? I don't think so, because that Duncan had locks. Oh, he is hunting. She just ripped him off the horse. I don't think it's the same guy. I think he just likes the name. She's like on his horse and not letting him on it. He just lassoed her off his horse. He just lassoed her off his horse. Oh my goodness. What is happening over there? She looks like Jokey running with that knife and the orange hair. Oh my goodness, I think they're fighting over there. I see weird things over there. I wish I had binoculars. She ran down those stairs. She ran down those stairs. Ah! Oh no, don't come this way. There's no way. He is so... I've seen her point of view when she runs down. It's so scary as soon as she hears something. I'm surprised the guards didn't lose their minds. I'm very surprised. I thought I was gonna get shot by a guard there for a second. Oh, he is looking. Do not look this way. Do not look this way! No! 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 No!
You put your hands up right now.
But can we talk about this? Hey, can we talk about this?
Fire a warning shot in about 2
I'm-
seconds. You stay right there. You face the wall.
Can we talk
Turn
about
around. You lost the opportunity to talk. Turn
I
around.
was trying to talk to you. It went insane on me. Come on, come on, come on.
Insane.
Come on.
Face the wall. Face the wall. God fucking sake. Send me on a wild goose chase.
You didn't have to keep running around.
No, I didn't. Hello, crazy knife lady. How are you? My name is Deputy Weller of the SCSD. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, who's this?
I have no idea.
Effie, it's
Lady
me,
by the name of
sorry.
Sadhbh, fleeing a scene.
Oh,
Fleeing
Get on my
a
horse.
scene. I told you what was going on, and then you decided to
my
go
horse.
cuffing me.
Yeah, go cuffing you.
I'm sorry things are weird.
That's okay.
What
Did
do you
come in
mean
my
things are
house?
weird?
I did come in your house, and I was very scared because you were running through about 4 different rooms with a knife.
Yeah, I was scared because the doors kept opening and I didn't see anyone.
You didn't, you
Wait,
didn't see either of us
didn't see
scuffling in your lounge room?
No,
And then
were
I-
you in my house, Sadhbh?
you ran right past the both of us.
Okay, do me a fucking favor. When you're wanted, running from the law, don't bring it here.
All right, well, I was trying to find
And
you.
I
I
mean
didn't
that.
think I'd be wanted all of a sudden.
Okay, well, if you're running from the law, don't run through here. Do me that
Also,
favor.
don't tell the law you were going to Braithwaite Manor, and then when you run away, go to Braithwaite Manor.
Thought I'd be fair to you.
Yeah, okay, I guess so.
Well,
Well, we're being
don't
fair.
put me-
Mrs.
don't
Mrs.
involve me- don't
Mrs.
involve me
Braithwaite,
in
I do
bullshit.
apologize for the intrusion, I guess, and make sure you pay your guards well, because I'm surprised they didn't start blowing holes in any of us, to be honest.
Well, I'm sorry for the weirdness.
That's all right. I've been scouring the fucking woodlands for 20 minutes.
Why, though?
Look, lady, I do not know why you ran. All I wanted to do
I was
right,
telling you,
take
and
down
then you
the
wanted to
station.
cuff me when I was willing to speak to you right
you
there.
said nothing happened, and then suddenly you backtracked.
No, I didn't. I was telling you what happened.
Okay, all right. And you're saying you weren't you were reloading your gun.
I
you
wasn't
weren't
fleeing a scene. There was nothing to be fleeing
Okay.
at.
All right. What were the gunshots in?
They were at the bell.
At the bell. Who was shooting at the bell?
Oh, you can't figure that one out.
Was it you?
Aye, of course it was me.
Okay, so why didn't you start with that?
I was getting there, and then you said cuff
you were
her.
getting there. You were getting there. I didn't actually say cuff her. I said, I'm going to put you in handcuffs. And you said,
Okay,
we're talking right here.
that's the same thing.
After, excuse me, Mrs. Sadhbh, after, right?
Mrs.
You could have just started with, when you first got knocked off the horse, I was shooting at the bell, right? And then it only would have been, maybe, if I was feeling annoying, it would have been, discharge of a firearm. Maybe. Right? If it was some kind of joke, you were having a laugh and a drink, it could have been worthwhile. But instead, right, you run numerous times.
It was only one
You almost
running.
get me stabbed by a crazy knife lady.
All right, that's not my fault.
All right, it ain't.
You,
Come on.
you can't blame me for someone running around with a
No, I
knife like
can't.
that.
Now, The only thing I can make sense of is the fact that you probably got something illegal on you, which you didn't want to get searched
No,
for.
I don't think I've got anything illegal on me.
Thank God. That just means you're annoying then. All right. Now, if you wouldn't mind just facing the cell. Let's see what you're running about.
I wasn't running about anything.
Why did you flee?
Because you went after me and you wanted to cuff me and I didn't want you to. I wanted to stand there and talk to you.
Lord, but why didn't you just tell us the truth?
Because I was in the middle of that and you said cuff her.
No, Claymore, at any time, right?
You
Anytime
even said, oh, I didn't say those words exactly.
Right? In the 5 minutes that I was gone, checking the town and securing it, did she say, don't worry, no one's hurt, it was just me, I was shooting at the
I
gun?
did say there's no one hurt.
Actually, what she said was, I asked her why she was running with her gun out. She
I
said
I
she
was
forgot to
reloading it.
holster it.
Aye.
Okay, just let him talk. Let him talk.
And then,
At any time, did she say, it was me who was shooting, I was just shooting harmlessly
Nope.
at the bell? Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
although she did decline to ask her why she had her gun out to begin with.
Beautiful. Alright, why don't you step inside the cell?
Yeah, come on in. It's unlocked.
Just cuffs off you.
Well, I'm trying to, but, you know, things
I
are
know,
sort of
I'm
odd.
just saying. Just making sure things are very odd. Alright.
You didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And then why did you just here? Are the cuffs acting weird again?
Aye.
No, I'm sorry, I got too many things in my satchel. I'm just unloading
Here,
some
I got
of
'em.
stuff.
I got him. Why didn't you just answer why I asked why
I
you
was
had your gun out to
getting
begin
to
with?
that, and then you
No,
said
but how long does
cover.
it take you? 3 to
You
5
said-
business days?
In that one small little conversation when I asked
I
why
was
did you have
about
your
to.
gun
I was
out?
about to talk to him, and then he said cover.
Well, why didn't
Why are
you
you
talk
coming
to
in
me?
here?
Alright, stop.
when he got
Claymore,
back.
stop. Okay. So
I'm telling you the
events I've
truth
just
here.
seen transpire. Mrs. What's your last
There's
name?
no
by the way?
messes.
Okay, Miss. Sorry. Sive.
Sive.
Alright, Sive. Can I call you Sive? You don't mind that being on a first name basis? Considering I had a gun
Aye,
pointed at you just about 5
me
minutes
name.
ago?
That's me name, aye.
Amazing. Okay. So, Sive, the sequence of events which just transpired, right, was you shot at the bell. Why did you shoot at the bell?
Because that's what you do to the bell.
Okay. Is that like a Rhodes tradition which I'm unaware of?
It's always tradition to shoot at the bell.
And is that your tradition, or is that a Rhodes tradition, or is that some crossing tradition which I'm unaware of?
No, I've been
What's the
up in the
tradition?
mountains for about a month or so.
Okay.
Don't know what they do down
So-
here now these days.
So it's your tradition then, correct?
Sure.
How do
Okay,
you
so that's
spell your name? I'm sorry.
SADHBH.
that is not what I expected. Okay. So you were shooting at the bell because it's tradition, right? For whatever reason. Yes?
You ever just get to itch to do something?
I guess so. You know, a little bit of chaos, right? You get the itch. I mean, an itch of firing a weapon.
Have you
It's
arrested
a hell of an itch.
Have you arrested a fella named Butch lately?
I haven't. Why is that?
Just asking a question.
You
you
looking
know
for
anyone
someone,
named
Miss
Butch?
Sav? I know a few folks named Butch.
There's a few of them.
There is. Well, me personally, I know a few folks named Butch.
Or any of them blonde.
I don't know. How about you answer my questions first, and then I may answer some of yours.
Answering
okay?
your
Let's
questions.
make it fair. All right, that's good. But that's what I'm saying. Let's not segue this conversation. So you shot at the bell because you had an itch, right? An urge.
Something like that.
Okay, that's fine. You're looking for a man named Butch for whatever reason. You're going to itch to shoot a bell. Okay, so why is it that when we rode up to you, you decided to not disclose any of that information, that it was an itch, it was a tradition, that you maybe just...
Because I was about to,
found it
and
funny?
then you said, cuff her, as soon as I started
Okay.
disclosing that information.
Sav, with all due respect, you had ample opportunity.
All right,
ample
I'm telling
opportunity.
you that right when you asked the right question, I started to answer,
When I asked the
and then
right question,
and then you
okay.
said to cuff her.
Okay. You know what, Sav? I really don't have time for your kind of antics where you're saying I had to ask the right questions. If I ask you something after gunshots have rang out from a populated town, I don't have to ask the right questions. I ask once and you tell. All right? Because if not, you're endangering people's lives.
Didn't endanger.
What happens if... So you think, right? But we don't know that. For all I know, some gang has just rode into town and shot up a whole bunch of innocent civilians. So you can wonder why we're a little bit forward with how we get through to things. If we had rode up when Claymore here had done his little magic trick with your horse, for which we do apologize. I hope
could I
your
get some
horse is
bandages,
okay.
by the way? I'm not feeling too grand
Absolutely.
after that.
I will give you some.
I will go over and get some. Actually, I have a few bandages on.
Do you
me
need a
can right
doctor?
now.
No, I don't need a doctor. I'm just a wee bit scratched
Okay,
up.
just making sure. But more importantly, after all that, right, as soon as that happened, you could have put your hands up and said, I'm so sorry, it was me. That
No,
was
you
all
said
had to
cuff
say.
her.
Zoe?
No, what?
You
Can
did.
you
I'm
come and get
talking
3
about-
Right, well, I'm,
bandages from the
I'm
medical
telling you
tent
what
for me?
happened, and I'm telling you why that happened. If you
Okay,
can't
okay,
accept it,
that's
that's...
No, that's fine. But you didn't mention it to Claymore, did you?
No, I was waiting for you to come back. We thought you might have been shot or something because you disappeared.
I did hear there was a few issues. Claymore's
Thank you.
cuffs were a bit. I did actually say detainer.
Well, I thought that was,
But
pretty.
yeah,
I was
that's-
standing there.
Well, I didn't think he was exactly going to put you in cuffs. I did believe you for a second, but that's all right. Yeah, the second time when I came back, right, and you had been detained, right, you weren't even actually in cuffs.
You were about
Mind
to,
you,
though.
I asked you, just... Lady, you do not know my
Howdy,
actions.
Sheriff.
I asked you, right? I asked you. I said, what happened? And you said nothing.
Well,
and
nothing
that's
did
when I
happen.
proceeded to get off my horse, and you asked me, what are you doing? And I said, I'm putting you in cuffs. So tell me, at what point are we meant to accept a little word of nothing when in fact you had discharged a firearm in a public place? Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're
You
wrong
said
about
nothing.
everything.
You said
No, so I'm
nothing,
not
so-
gonna play that game with you. No. I
Okay,
said
that's fine.
plenty, and I was
Charged with
speaking.
fleeing or looting and a discharge of a firearm in a public area.
Come on.
Come on, what, Sav? You have
right
not
up
been
the
gracious. You
report.
made me go.
I'm
on a
telling
goose
you, I'm
chase,
talking to you right
running
now.
through the place. Then talk to us with a little bit of civility. You,
I
if
am
you
talking
can't
to you.
admit
Yeah, you haven't
at
seen-
all that you had any fault throughout that entire time.
I already
and this
told
is all
you.
on us for
I already
not
told
asking
you.
the right
I did
questions.
it. I already told you I did it. I already told you I was going to talk to you. You want to know why I ran? I told you why I ran. Could have made up some reason. I didn't.
I guess so. So why don't you tell me about why exactly you decided to shoot the bell? Now, when you say it was an itch, right? An itch. How many shots did you let out of your revolver?
I found it. 6 of them.
Found it. And 6 shots at a bell. Okay. And that itch, was that a moment of emotion? Maybe anger? Frustration? Looking for this fella named Butch? You're not getting any
I'm not
leads?
going to go shoot some fella named Butch.
That's not what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that at all. I think when people get angry, they do silly things. Their emotions get the better of them sometimes. These things happen. We're all human. You bleed red blood, I hope. Okay, but I just want to know exactly what it was about. Alright? I'm not saying that... You know,
No, I
think
don't know
maybe
what it's about.
if you've- I think you do, but you don't at the same time. Like I said, emotions are a bit hard, they're a bit tricky. I need your word that you were just shooting at the bell. It wasn't any type of harm that you're trying to inflict on
You
anyone.
had me
or
word.
anything
There
like
was
that.
no one around the bell. I shot the bell.
Ah.
Made sure there was no one behind it. I shot the bell.
Okay, so it's not just a tradition.
I'm not someone who
anymore.
goes around shooting people.
I don't know you, Saf.
Well, I'm telling you.
Disrespect. All right, then I'm inclined to believe you. You had ample opportunity to try and shoot me, and yet you didn't. All right, so I believe you on that. But shooting the bell, it ain't a tradition, is it?
What?
You said you shot the bell because it was a tradition.
Aye, I did.
Okay. So is it a tradition or is it an itch? Because you've used
It's
two different
both
words
of them.
here.
It's both of them.
It's both of them. What tradition is it? Talk to me about the tradition. Maybe I don't know, some culture thing. We can work something out.
It's not a culture thing. It's just something that I know.
Something that you know from Rhodes or something you know from another part of the world.
It's just something that I know.
Okay, all right, that's fine. That's okay.
Something I've always done.
Something makes you feel comfortable, right? At home. Brings you back to reality, maybe. Makes you feel a bit more grounded, a bit more centered. Get your head together.
Something like that.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you a next question. Mind you, this
Thank you
isn't
so much for the
exactly
raid.
important, but it might make me understand a little bit more about what you're about. Who's Butch?
I don't know.
Okay, so why are you looking for a man named Butch?
I've got me reasons. I don't know who he is, though.
Okay.
He thinks he's a lot. I know who he bloody
thinks
is.
He's a lot. Right, he maybe wronged you or a family member or anyone in the past.
I don't know.
Okay. He's what?
He said some things that he shouldn't be known. He shouldn't.
Alright,
I've
man
got-
maybe...
Got to figure out why. Make sure he's not a ghost.
Ghost from your past, I imagine. You're kind of
He's not a ghost from me past, no.
Alright. He's saying some things he shouldn't, right? Some which can maybe put you or someone that you care about.
No, that. Imagine you run into someone that you've never met before, but there's something familiar about him. And they start telling you all about yourself. Stuff you don't tell anybody.
Kind of like a memory long lost, forgotten. Right?
Sav, do you need any water, any food, anything like that?
How long are you throwing me away for? You shipping me
Well,
off to that island?
We're yet to figure that out, okay? I don't want to ship anyone off to any island. I don't like sending people to Cisco. Hell, just the other day, I made a fella who robbed a bunch of people with a skunk, do community service, and clean out a bathhouse, a saloon, and a bar. Alright? I don't want to send anyone off to Cisco if I can't help it. And I don't think anything you've done here today is deserving of Cisco.
You got shot.
I can probably say that you probably aren't going to Sisika side.
That
Probably
being said,
aren't.
is there something now which you might need to come forward with that you might have done in your past which we don't know about which deserves you to go to Cisco?
No, I
would
didn't do
hope
it
not.
at 10.
Alright, I'm just making sure I'm covering all the bases. Have you been honest with
You
me?
go
I'm being honest with
throwing
you.
and throw all your paperwork there. I didn't do it at 10.
Okay, that's fine.
I think that lass
See-
in the back there probably knows.
What, Cadet Winters?
No.
What,
Talk to me,
Sheriff
Safe.
Rabbit?
Sure, I think I know you.
Yeah.
Now what can I help you
Clemo-
with, Safe?
Nothing, I'm just telling them I haven't been doing a whole bunch of things. Haven't
Clemo,
been
why don't
around
you,
for a lot.
Fill out the paperwork, ask a few questions. I know she did shove you. I just want to have a quick sidebar with the sheriff here, just to inform her of what's happened.
Okay. I already tell you, Saif, in these charges you're not going to Sisika, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? And I've already looked at your history, and I know.
You think I'm worried? I'm not worried. Just asking a question.
You seemed kind of, worried you were...
I don't worry about things.
I don't know, the look in your face before looked like you were pretty panicked about something.
Not panicked about anything.
Okay.
Why is that lass so quiet?
Oh, I just didn't want to interrupt if you're talking to me.
She's a cadet.
Hi, my name's Zoe. It's nice to meet you.
Hello there. Name's Sive.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I tried to spell your name in a telegram and I had no idea, so my apologies for that. How is it spelled?
I say DHBH. Sadhbh.
Yep, okay, that's definitely not how I spelled it.
It's right, lass.
Okay.
I'm used to it.
I know, I can imagine. So you're from Ireland?
Well, how'd you guess that one?
I don't want to assume. You could be from Northern Ireland.
Not from Northern Ireland.
Okay, well,
West.
that's why I said I don't want to assume. Okay, so how long have you been in the crossing, Sadhbh?
No, a few months. Before that, a lot longer.
Huh, okay.
I haven't been down in town for a while.
Understood. So I was listening to parts of that conversation. There's a man that was called Butch that knows things about you.
I'm not saying that he does for sure. I don't know what he knows.
I mean, it's enough to get you worried, right?
I'm not worried about it. I just want to know things.
Okay. I mean, I'd be a bit disturbed if someone knew stuff about me and I didn't know why or how. You don't have to tell me what it is, but do you have any idea how he'd know it?
Not the faintest.
Was he talking to you in a threatening way?
Not particularly, no. Or not feel threatened by the sort of things that he was saying, though.
Do you know what he wanted?
No, I don't know.
It's really strange. Do you think you could tell me what he looks like?
Scarred, burned up face. Only one eye. Massive blonde hair, beard.
Oh, okay. So
Blue
I
eyes.
know.
Well, a blue eye, I suppose.
I suppose so. Okay. I suppose there's more than one Butch on the crossing. That one doesn't sound familiar to me. Do you know any more about him?
No, I don't.
So, strange man you've never met talks to you, tells you things about you that you have no idea how he knows.
I think some friends of mine might have opened their mouth when they shouldn't have.
Alright. Howdy, Sadhbh. Sadhbh, do you need water, food?
No, I've got
Did you
water
get those
and
bandages?
you gave me corned beef.
Here you go, Cadet. Do you mind filling up my canteen?
So, oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to
Thank
do
you.
something.
Cadet Winters, I do apologize. The whole cadet thing's a bit silly. You do have a name. Alright, Sadhbh. Look, can you tell me more about this tradition?
I've told you what I know about it.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm going to tell you that unfortunately I'm going to have to charge you with public discharge. It sucks. Unfortunately, tradition or not, it can obviously harm innocent folk. There might be no one around, but, you know, one of those bullets ricochet from that bell and hit someone in the throat, then that tradition suddenly becomes a murder charge. So now, fleeing and looting, right? You sent me on quite the little chase.
Come on, you got your exercise.
Yeah, okay.
You had a trill, you met a red-headed lass in a mansion.
That was terrifying. I'm going to have to go back and apologize to her. I mean, she did come at me with a knife. And anyway, now I'm willing to forgive that little headache because, you know, you're right. It keeps me sharp. And I feel bad for the fact you had a rifle on your back because that's what popped out from the bush the most when you moved. But going from this, I'm willing to drop the flea and eluding charge. The fact that you shoved one of the deputies isn't exactly ideal, but I'm just want to ask a few more questions about this Butch fella.
I don't know any more about him. I'm asking you.
So, you know he's blonde, you know his name is Butch, and you know that he's talking about you like he knows you.
The
Something like that.
report's already, Weller. You can make any deductions you want to. It's all ready to go.
So, did you used to be in a gang by any chance?
No, I haven't been in a gang. Why?
I'm just curious. I mean, a man under an alias which you ain't exactly used to, knowing things which
Not exactly
he
what
shouldn't
expect
about
when
you.
Came into roads, huh, Sheriff?
You know,
You should expect a lot worse coming into road.
Dunno.
it just don't seem too good.
Well, your lawman never take anything seems too good, do you?
I think a lot. Claymore, just deduct time served, and
Alright, I've already taken the time served off.
oh, is that it? Okay.
That's for time served. I was talking about, like you were talking about, taking off the fling.
Yeah, I tell you what, give me more 5 more minutes of just having a lovely chat with her, and then we'll take that off time if nothing else works. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering, you know, this fella comes out and you're worried about him. He knows things which he shouldn't, and it's got you stressed enough to be pulling the crossing apart and even asking lawmen if we know him. Which leads me to believe he probably ain't some average civilian. He's probably someone who you think the law would know.
No, I'm
Maybe
just
a criminal.
asking whether or not. I'm asking everyone. I've asked several people, not just lawmen today.
Okay, so what are you gonna do once you find it?
I just want to ask him questions. I'm not planning on doing anything.
No, I'm not saying you are. What kind of questions are you gonna ask him?
Do you know yet?
Haven't thought that far ahead.
I've been up in the mountains for a month or so now.
I did hear that. Okay, so there's no type of fellas which you know in your past which goes by any alias of Butch.
Not that I
or
believe
might.
know of.
Okay.
The only Butch I can think of is dead now. And they say that there's a Butch running the general store over in Van Horn or something. I don't think it's the right Butch. Name doesn't seem right.
Okay, so tell me about the Butch that you know is dead.
No, he was just a fellow who ran an iron across me friend's face here in town months and months ago.
I don't know.
I don't remember why he died or how he died. I just know that he's dead. Didn't
Fair
know him
enough.
too much.
Alrighty, so. Well, unfortunately, since you've been away for quite a bit, I imagine there ain't no useful information you can give us for me to be a bit more lenient on what you get. Because if there is, I'd probably suggest telling me now.
Couldn't tell you anything if I wanted to. You're right.
That's how I'm going to ask you a question because you seem pretty considerate about your word and things like that. Now, you've been pretty cooperative, you told us what you know after some persuasion by us, I guess. But I can see right now you got a lot more on your plate. You seem a lot more stressed, agitated about this whole Butch scenario. So what I'm going to do is a show of good faith, right? Is I'm going to knock off the fleeing and eluding charge. You're only going to get charged with discharging a firearm. But next time any of these scenarios, any fucking tradition, anything like that come around, you tell us honestly, straight forth. That sound fair to you?
Sure, what?
Have I got your word, Sadhbh?
Guess you have to find out.
I guess I will. Claymore, knock off the fleeing or eluding charge, charged with discharge of a public firearm in a public area.
He's being so nice.
Beautiful. Can I please have my canteen?
Yes.
Sadhbh,
Aye.
did a man jump on your horse in Saint Denis?
What?
Did a man jump on your horse in Saint Denis?
No. Why?
No? Alright.
Use
I had
me.
some man come and
Or
complaining about some Irish lady pulling him
pulling him off her horse that he mistakenly jumped on.
What on
And then I
earth?
ran
No.
No, I'm.
No, I met two
I mean-
punks in the street and they said something about shanking me and I told them to get out of there, but to know anything more than that, no one got on my horse.
You know, I wouldn't even charge you with anything because if someone jumped on your horse and you pulled them off it, I would.
All right, I'm telling you that no one,
All right,
no one
I'm just gonna,
jumped on my
Sadhbh, I'm gonna
horse.
serve 5
Don't-
days
All right,
and get a $50
that's fine.
fine, okay?
All right.
Did you?
By
Did
the
you?
way, are you
pull
talking
a-
about
Yeah, I was connecting the dots there
a
as
couple
well.
of street kids in Saint Denis? I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yep.
By the way, when you said shank.
I
Wait,
don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're not in trouble for it.
Yeah, you're not in trouble for it. I just want to make sure that those are the kids that I'm thinking of.
Do you restrict access to machetes to people? Take maybe there's people running around with machetes who shouldn't be running around with machetes.
Run around with machetes, to be honest.
I'm not running around with machetes.
I hope not.
But you did take your weapon out in response to that. Is that right?
Sorry?
Did you take a gun out when they had machetes and running around?
Why are you asking?
Just heard a few things.
What are you hearing?
Oh, just something about somebody putting a gun out. But, there's always 3 sides to a story. Like I said,
Maybe 3,000 sides, aye.
probably. But I was just curious, really, if that was you. Did they threaten you?
Sorry? What?
Did they threaten you? Something about threatening to shank you?
I don't think anyone really threatened anything.
Okay.
People are just chattering, people talk. Don't have to take it personally all the time, eh?
Said, just curious more than anything.
You heard enough? Aye, fair enough.
Alright, good night. Good night,
Night,
Clive.
Cadet
Take care of
Winters.
yourself. Night, Willa.
Right?
Night, Zoe. Thanks for your service.
Pleasure, as always. Take care, stay safe.
Aye, you too.
Funny seeing you saw Scarlet talking to you instead of the other way. That's the way it's
Sheriff,
been
we
for
might have to go to Blackwater.
a year.
Aye?
Apparently there was a gunfight in Thieves Landing and a doctor was just asked for in Blackwater.
Alright, is Weller coming?
I'll ask him. Hey, Well, are you gonna stay here? Sheriff and I are gonna go to Blackwater to respond to something.
Well, I mean, I gotta wait for lovely Sav here to be out. So.
Alright, well, we'll meet you in Blackwater then. There was an incident.
Yeah, no
They're
worries.
telling me I've got about a day and a half.
Yeah, that's alright. I'm used to riding alone anyhow. Okay, I just still can't believe you actually went to Braithwaite Manor.
Take you what thought you would have given up by then.
Somehow I just did a 360.
I don't really give up.
I sort of figured there's
Actually-
other things going on.
And then a potential shooting.
There was no potential shooting. You went back in town. You saw that there was nothing.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You could have not been alone. Someone else could have shot someone, put them on a horse before the time I got there. By the time I was distracted by you.
I don't think so. You came out of nowhere, like you jumped out of the bushes right next to me. It was sort of
We were on
something
the road
else there.
outside. Pretty unfortunate. We were standing on the road. I had just given there's this woman named Girl or girl named girl. I don't know. She ain't exactly. What's the word I use here? Aware, I guess. So I was giving her a lift into Rhodes. I found her on the side of the road. And
Right, I just
Claymore.
can't describe to you how much I was not fleeing or running away. I was literally just going. I was leaving. That's it.
I mean, technically, you were fleeing a crime.
I wasn't fleeing though. The
Well,
first
I mean,
things you asked, why are you running
you
away
did a
so
crime
fast?
and then you ran away.
I wasn't running away though.
Okay,
I
so
stood
you
there
were
for a
galloping
few
away.
moments and then I started moving at a wee trot and then I galloped off.
Alright, well, I got an idea just to make sure there's no confusion about fleeing or anything like that again.
I don't think there's any confusion.
Yeah, there's some confusion. But here's the solution. Don't start fucking shooting in the middle of town. Then there won't be any confusion about whether you're fleeing or calmly walking away. Alright, Sav. Remember your word, yeah? Hopefully.
We trot sounds like a bad medical condition. It's so funny that she couldn't see us when she came down the stairs. How's it going, Heartbreaker, today's lawmaker? can't believe Jen kept looking. Yeah, he's very persistent.
you guys are aware, but there's a fella in like Valentine that's doing like nightly shows, picture shows, moving pictures.
Yeah,
If you're interested, you can swing by. It's like $10 an entry.
Sounds fun.
How yeah.
Right, can I get you anything to drink or eat?
I gotta get an Irish, please.
Coming right up. I can also make you an Irish coffee if you'd like. It's got
No, I'll just
caramel
take.
cream in it.
No, I'll. That's still going. No, I'll still take. I'll just take the coffee. Or not the coffee.
Just the
sorry.
coffee?
No, just the Irish. Just the Irish. Sorry, you got me
Just
words
Irish,
mixed up.
okay.
You're in her head. I'll be right back.
Did you miss?
You hear that, Beak? He called you miss.
Cashew, no.
Here you go, miss. That'll be just $2. Yeah, I was about to say, be careful with that. Thank you very much.
Good one.
Shenaniganry is happening out there. Something happening out there.
Remind me.
I just saw somebody getting tackled.
There's a
so-
lot of people out there right now.
Jason, come here. Come here, come here, come
You get a lot of people passing
is
through
it?
here.
Tell me which one is better.
Yeah, we usually do, yeah.
Any fellas named
whole
Butch?
lot of Butch. What do you look like?
Did you get any fellas named Butch come through?
Not by name, no. That's why
Yeah, the
I'm
name
asking
doesn't sound
what
familiar.
he look like, yeah.
Really tall, blonde, likely bearded. Eye patch, burned face, scarred up, blue eye.
No, I don't believe I have, actually. I don't believe I've seen you around Blackwater before, miss.
I've been up in the mountains for a while.
I understand. What's your name?
Scythe.
Scythe?
No, Scythe.
Scythe, okay. Well, nice to meet you, Miss Scythe. Jason.
Nice to meet you.
Well, if you really want to find Mr. Butch, I'm sure some of the folks around here might be able to.
I'm just curious. Maybe he isn't even around anymore. Maybe he left the state. Maybe some sort of ghost. Who knows? So maybe you won't meet him. Maybe it doesn't exist. Felt like that ought not exist. I just freaked him out. There are so many people here.
I'm behind you.
Oh, shit.
Down there. Really? What is with the prevalence of day wolves over here? Because I'm out here? What if this will auto follow that route without me placing it?
You got shot. Welcome to day 1.
Don Zalug. Thanks for the follow. Weller and Lark are dating. Well, I think that's enough side for now. I'm gonna get on Saffron, but I'm gonna take a quick break.